So, basically, the mercury in the thermometer at the Orbital has gone to 20, well, above the spatter of tomato ketchup, which has been there since, well, nobody can remember really. And when that happens, it feels, well, flipping hot and rather uncomfortable. At these sort of temperatures, the scriptwriters tend to wilt faster than a bunch of petrol station roses on Valentine's Day. So the scriptwriters have, well, all buggered off. So why don't you bugger? Oh no, that's the end of the show bit. And this is the start of the show. But it will be a different kind of show tonight, a more relaxed. Oh, it's bloody hot. Let me sit here in my deck chair, poke out my pasty legs, and just melt kind of show. Can someone mop my brow, please? The sweat is running into my eyes. I can't read the script. That's better. Wait a minute, is that your sock? Well, at least you've had it in the fridge. Also, if any of the remaining crew tonight sound a bit squiffy, it's probably due to them having to imbibe vast amounts of fluids to quench their considerable thirsts. Palantir found an old recipe peddled by some old Earth corporation called PIMS. So the boffins in the Hutton Hydraulics Laboratory have knocked up a batch. It looks a bit like brake fluid, smells a bit like brake fluid, tastes, well, remarkably of brake fluid, but it's really rather refreshing. But apparently we should really have tried diluting it with fizzy water. But I can stop very effectively now, though. Oh well, live and learn. So it only remains to say...
Oh, heck, my mic's melted. Good evening, and welcome to Hutton Orbital Studio 5. My goodness, it's hot. Now, before we start, we should just say at this point, there aren't going to be many visuals tonight, as our colouring pens and wax crayons are locked in the filing cabinet, and Palantir's got the only key. So if folks just want to jump in their ships, or flight suits, cesspools, or whatever, and, jump into a sweltering day and just listen to the show, they're most welcome. So I suppose let's turn the test card off. But we do have a little, I tell you what, a little video loop this evening, recorded by what's his name? Thingy, him. Go on, what's his name? We haven't that chap we haven't seen for a while.
Jesus?
No, Loose Knockers.
Loose Knockers.
You've let him out. You've unchained him from the bed.
I'm surrounded by snockers.
Yes, you are. Well, tell you what, for those of you watching on screen at the moment, look, he's been staring for months at this ship going round and round and round and round and round. But anyway, so we're not going to put people's faces up. You've got them on the top of the screen there. There's him and there's her and there's me, and hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
But there's no them, and we'll explain why in a little bit. I suppose, I was just going to put this little video live and have a brief chat, and then I opened up the script and realised people have put words in it.
Oh, how dare they?
As somebody's gone to the effort and put some words on it.
Tell you what, we can fix that.
Oh, dear.
It's gone.
Click.
That edible rice paper.
Click.
Yep. Right, yeah, the edible rice paper's gone, and we're going to make it up as we go along. There's some headlines, I suppose. Here you go. I'm going to push the button in a very casual and I've overheated kind of way. Hutton has a wee cough.
No, really, that's it. There isn't a number 2.
Oh, go on then. The man with the golden mug.
Wolf 25 still has a large bust.
they say no news is good news. Well, have we got good news for you? Oh, I suppose we better say something. Palantir's got a wee cough. No, a wee little cough. Actually, he sounds more like Dot Cotton's been gravelling with Comitra cigars and smashed asteroids. Amelia tried some rares that have broken her a little bit. I mean, we did say she'd have someone's eye out with that thing, but did she listen? And Mia's absent with some, official leave after some news of the sad kind, so lots and lots of big hugs to Mia. Right, that's it. No more news. We're on strike.
I said there was no number 2 this week, and I meant it.
Ow!
But just in case anyone was counting, there is a number 3. And after the third week of going for Gold 3, Hutton's latest squadron exploration event, we are lying 6th in the squadron table, with just about 1.5 billion points, and with the leaders on 3 times that. With the leaders gradually stretching their lead, and if you are a panicky persuasion, you might start to think about having an onset of panic during the next week or so. There are still 6 weeks to go, and surely the die-hard with a full spectrum scanner explorers will be leaving it to the last possible moment to dump their carto data. 7 more truckers have answered Elvin's call, and we now have more than 40 truckers contributing data to the overall effort, with many more still out there yet to make their mark. If you want to see what's going on, go to the Going for Gold 3 events page at hot.forthemug.com/going-for-gold. After 2 solid weeks at number 1, Hutton Radio's own Mia Harkness has been dislodged from the top spot by Happy Moon Monkey, who is leading with 707 million credits. 2 brand new entries have seen Poppy and LDSK each adding 250 million. And BAM, Afrothoz, Monty P and a couple of Hanky clones have also broken the 100 million barrier. Oh, and Dead Meat GF, who made it by a few bits of loose carto change he found down the back of a flight couch. Probably not the first time he slithered over a threshold. But who will be the first to break the billion? Stay tuned. It isn't too late if you want to take part. All you have to do is have the Hutton Helper running, download it from hot.forthemug.com. You need to be in the Hutton Squadron. That's Hut, H-U-T-T, not as in Jabba. And you need to sell your cartographic exploration data before 7 a.m. on Thursday, 21st of July, 3308. You have 5 weeks left, so get out there and get busy scanning. Commander Chicks will be along next week with the last part of his tips and tricks, where he highlights all of the things that are likely to kill you, but much, much worse than that, lose all your lovely data.
Phew, it's so hot.
You want for an ice lolly?
With the exception of a large bust in Wolf 25, the master control board here at the Orbital has looked pretty much the same all week. The exception to this, of course, is that for the first time since I could be bothered looking it up, it's the heat, Barnard's Star isn't the worst performing system in Hutton space, nor even the second worst. More on that breaking story coming up. It seems that the heat is not only affecting the radio crew, but also the instruments, particularly the Master Control Situation Board threat panel, because yesterday it said that Barnard's Star was a Nadger off 40%. After a couple of good thunks on the side of the panel, one on the top for balance, and a bout of coughing from all the dust it raised, it settled on a respectable but still highly dubious 37. Or maybe some of the explorers have been dumping their data. Who really knows? And with this heat, really cares? However, if anyone felt that small tremor in the space-time continuum the other day and wondering if they'd imagine it, no, you didn't. It was probably due to Kakari taking over the bottom of the table spot from Barnard's star. Kakari has held a steady 36, half a point behind Barnard's star. However, sliding sweatily and uncomfortably between both of them is LP525-39, which has been on a steady downward glide slope from 60 points since the beginning of April. Epsilon Niddy lost another point in the week, falling to 38, largely accounted for by a rise in influence of the Mad Monks. Remember, we're keeping an eye on your dirty habits. Epsilon Indy has slid under Alvin's happiness threshold onto 39 and has an outbreak pending, so fill in those fleet carriers with meds and put them on station. Chepin has suffered a surprise infrastructure failure which struck without any diagnostic warning, probably the heat again, so ship in water purifiers and power generators to relieve the situation. Last week, we reported a case of blight in Wolf 25, which was cleared efficiently, but as predicted, this proved so severe that it broke the system finances. In short, Wolf 25 has a large bust, so truckers are invited to lend a hand or two in support of the bust. At the overachieving end of the Hutton systems table, we have just 6 systems above 60% and 1 above 70, from which we will be expanding very soon. Priorities this week are, if you want to truck something, relieve the bust in Wolf 25 and boost Kakari and LP 525-39. If you want to shoot something, fire some mapping probes at terraformables in Going for Gold 3.
Tales of adventure, stories of exploration, reports of total silliness.
Oops! Sorry! That was my fault. I had to put some seams in, especially
I
for
heard
you.
one bong. I thought, well,
I don't know, it was a delayed
disappeared.
action bong. Right, should we do that one again? Hang on a second, let's try that one again. Ready?
Ready.
Bong.
Tales of adventure, stories of exploration, reports of total silliness. These are just some of the things that we've come to expect from the information sent to us by members of community-led events, and this week is no exception. We've got news from Does the Sun Still Rise in the East? Lost Souls Expedition 3, €5 tours at the Eldritch Gate. Commander the Presence is finally able to look towards home without getting a crick in his neck. It's Does the Sun Still Rise in the East, week 15.
07 commanders, and the long journey home has begun in earnest. With Magellan's star now a pinprick in the rearview mirror, my attention is turning to bimbling about in the Tenebrae sector, with the possibility of a good fossick if something interesting pops up. I've never been in this sector before, and it may well be another 5 years before I come back, so it really is the time to seek out what it has to offer. Some of the vistas seen, whilst looking for life, have been breathtaking, and the odd pleasant surprise find, instead of another boring bacterium, is always most welcome. I fully realise I will not be able to catalogue all the various life forms here, but the geologicals are a different matter. This leads me to champion the cause of a much overlooked and neglected planet type, the rocky ice world. Known mostly for squatting in the spot of the FSS scanner where the Earth worlds like to live, they are actually the place to look for rare volcanism. You want to cross off that carbon dioxide gas vent or spot a silicate vapor ice fumarole? These bad boys and other rares like sulfur dioxide fumaroles I have only ever found on rocky ice worlds with 3 geological signals. Hopefully, this nugget of knowledge will help other explorers who, when spotting a volcanic planet of this nature, will stop and have a closer look to see if they need that particular type for their codex set. It's only needed once per sector, and you never ever have to bother with them again. I've only got one more to go, and I'll be able to skedaddle onwards towards waypoint 13, King Midas. Until next week, TTFN 07.
The members of the Fatherhood's Lost Souls Expedition 3 have been far too busy having fun and finding new things over the last few weeks to write to us, but they've been persuaded to take their hands off their hot codex and give us an update. And so Commander Bonquiki has written a note and sent some examples from their extensive photo album. The Fatherhood's Lost Souls 3 has reached its summit. Over the past few weeks, we have not only reached the edge of the galaxy at Star 1 and peered into the darkness that is beyond, we have continued past the point of ship-only travel. Cygni X3 is a gorgeous binary black hole system, and the LS3 commanders who have reached it join a very exclusive club exploration-wise, as it is only reachable by fleet carrier. But what an amazing system it is. Immediately after departing the carrier, you find yourself completely immersed in the darkness. You jump into supercruise, cautiously feeling your way around the system, amazed at the views, when suddenly you're jolted back to reality by the black hole you ran into without seeing it at all. And then you do it again, at its twin. It's not long before you start playing with the amazing gravitational lensing effects made especially dramatic by the utter blackness on one side and the entire Milky Way on the other. Besides being extremely disorientating, it's incredibly efficient at making you feel like a tiny speck in this gigantic playground we call Elite Dangerous. Eventually, though, you manage to pull yourself away and continue on your trek through the unexplored vastness. Sometimes space madness gets you for a time, and you feel like you're just going round in circles, only to find you actually are going in circles, because you really are crazy. It's discoveries like this that snap you right back to reality, as Commander Danger Pencil found out. Aptly named Volatility by him, it's a tiny ball of fury, 491 kilometers in diameter, 399 kilometers, with a 4.3 hour orbital period. Directly following Cygni X3, the convoy steamed full ahead to the western meridian, Deuteros. We paid homage to the system that served as a beacon 30,000 light-years from Sol along the western Ore meridian, then continued on our way. We will be spending the remaining weeks making our way slowly back to the bubble. This will be our last update for quite some time, as we choose to spend some time enjoying the quietness of the void and appreciate the opportunity to take it slow before getting back to the hectic life of the bubble. As always, if you wish to take a break, please feel free to join the Fatherhood's Discord and let us know you would like to join with Lost Souls 3. We would love to have you. The latest from 5 Euro Tours, the return of the journey to the centre of the Milky Way, is proceeding apace, with Commander Hunter sent us this lovely postcard, which we can't help but feel should be captioned, "The happiest place in the galaxy."
Hello everyone, I hope you're all well, and we're looking at this week's stats in our expedition. We've been underway for 20 days now and have travelled over 100,000 light years, only using a bit over 9,000 tonnes of fuel. More than 8,700 planets and stars have been scanned, and as a bonus this week, nobody died. Colonia is getting very close now. Stay safe. 07.
Commander Richard Flurines M is getting very excited about At the Aldrich Gate expedition and has brought us the snippet. He did request that the amazing Amelia do this bit, but she's still recovering from last week's update, so...
1 month before starting the expedition, the mystery has caused many exploration squadrons and communities all over the place to join up. We have so far 13 squadrons signed up, including Independent Explorers Association, of course, Cosmic Broadband and Telecom, Canon Science Cartographic Exploration Division, Landstrider Legion, the Stellar Cartographers Guild, Azura Initiative, Research Vessel Deployment, Radiant Ruby Control Cooperative, Expeditionary Otter Force, Sidewinder Syndicate Scouting Initiative Bootleg, Forbes Terminal Restoration Expeditionary Force in destination to Algorab, DOS to restore our pride and circus and beat everyone on it. Also, Vanderkoltz didn't totally blow up in our home station. The sequel to Algorab, which is better. Also known as Not Even Going to Try, Diddly Doodah. Deep Space Network Corps Expeditionaire, Intergalactic Astronomical Union Expeditionary Force, Celebration of Early Astronomy, Galileo Galilei Group, Open Pilots Initiative, Exploration Division. Seems the mysticism has made the impossible possible and got the scientists tinfoiling. There's one notable squadron still missing. I wonder where the muggers went. Regardless, the expedition has received multiple media appearances in recent times, and it's growing fast in numbers. And with the big numbers comes the clues and guesses. The expedition to date has not satiated the explorers, and they are looking for even more as we speak. All we expect is a very frenzied start, and the best of luck for those going toward the unknown.
And we know there are more out there. Email itookpart@huttonorbital.com and tell us about them.
And we're back. I tell you what, for a no news week where we definitely weren't doing a proper show, that sounded awfully seamy. And I said seamy, not steamy, and an awfully lot like a Hutton Orbital News.
Funny when that happens.
Now, just for the diddly doodah translation, we put it through the Translatotron, specially for Dead Meat GF, and apparently it says SWSS IBF TREF DA2 ROP CBEI AVD GT DBUOHS.
No, you've got to do it in the NATO alphabet.
I believe that's
Yeah.
Welsh for cheese.
Sierra, Whiskey, Sierra, India, Bravo, Foxtrot, Tango, Romeo, Echo, Foxtrot, Delta, Alpha, 2. Romeo, Oscar, Papa, Charlie, Bravo, Echo, India, Alpha, Victor, Delta, Golf, Tango, Delta, Bravo, Uniform, Oscar, Hotel, Sierra.
Or diddly doodah, as Dead Meat said.
Oh, diddly do.
Yeah, whichever. Yeah. I think they put that in deliberately for us.
Elongity, Sidewinder, Syndicate, Scouting Initiative, etc.
What do you mean, loose
Was
knockers?
buff to red, had to roppy BC after booze.
Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that one.
That was Wilma, wasn't it? I thought her voice had changed after all that Burnham bile distillate she drank last week. So.
Well, yes. Well, no, I understand that Amelia was waving something around. And you know that old line, as we said earlier, be careful.
Was
You'll
it
have
a
something to
lighter?
die out with that? I don't know, but yes. So she's currently wearing an eye patch, I think. And no, I'm not staring at a screen. I can't see straight. So get
Does
well
she have
soon,
a-
Amelia.
Does she have a small chocolate-covered coconut treat under her hat, as well as the patch?
Not in this heat.
She got a bounty on her head.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yes, so we're terribly sorry to Commander Richard Florian's M, but we couldn't accede to your request, mainly because we broke Amelia.
I'm
also-
the most sorry.
Well, yes, because you got that sentence to read out. And then, obviously, Commander
thought that was-
Palantir was due to be here, but I spoke to him earlier, and he went, I think
He's
I'm
got a week
dying."
off.
He has a wee cough, yes, or a weak cough. But he did sound rough as a badger's bottom. Now, he says he has not got the version of mods that comes with coronavirus symptoms. It's just a wee cough. But both he and Mrs. Palantir have a wee cough. And see, what's happened is they've been hiding in their cave for 2 years. Which means
Yeah.
they've not licked enough people to pick up all the minor germs, so the immune system's completely shot, and he's now got bubonic plague.
Oh well, that's nice. That's
Yeah, but we have checked and we
At least he
have
hasn't got
asked, and it
COVID.
is not monkeypox.
Good.
Though we're not allowed to call it monkeypox anymore. They've decided to rename it.
Oh, yeah.
I've no idea what to, but it's not monkeypox. They're going to call it mods. That's it. He's got mods. Everybody's got mods. So, yes, Commander Palantir, hopefully we'll be better next week. We better be better because I'm going to be at the bottom of a quarry somewhere mining little rocks with my SRV and things. So, if not, we're going to leave Chicks in charge with some buttons, maybe. Anyway,
they'll just melt in this heat.
Yeah, yes. Well, anyway, Commander Chicks.
What? Yes.
Now, Frontier Livestream.
We had one.
We had one. It's been 2 weeks since the last one, which means it's number 12, isn't it? Or 8?
Hang on, let me.
10 it says down here, but I don't know.
It's more than one hand. It's
no, you can't be on 10 yet.
I don't think it's shoes and socks off. I think it's 10.
Community managers can't count that high. It must be 6.
Yes, it's number 10. Wow.
So these, I tell you what, the Frameshift Lives are now catching up with the patches.
That's right. Although we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a little while.
Yeah, were they going to
patches? A bit like the thing that Wilma's going to arrive.
Well,
there are mini patches as well.
Well, we're going to try and work it out because patch 13 is coming in. When did they say during the stream? It's coming in August.
Can't remember.
So we've got 2 more less months and 4, 6, 6. Then divide by 3. Yeah, so actually, I think Frameshift Live 13 might come out with patch 13.
That's going to get confusing.
That would be cunning. Now we've also noticed some shameless copying going on, and this week they got some advanced copying in.
They did. They got it before us.
Not before our tweet, though.
No. So they've got their own theme tune, and they've got their own Galnet bit, and they've got their own community bit.
They haven't got a theme tune. They still haven't got a jingle for their Super
They did.
Cruise
They
News.
made. Was it Bruce sang it, or Zach sang it, or one of them?
No. But they said they were going to.
And they went dun da da da. It's the news.
Yeah, that was exactly what they did.
Yeah, well, it's not much different from us.
That's not a jingle. That's humming.
Oh right, okay. Well, I thought that was the heat off those decks they were in. Did they put up a special lamp that looked like sunshine as well?
They did.
So when they turned the background off, their faces still stayed bright orange.
Or was that just the fake tan?
Well, it could have been the fake tan. Yes.
Oh, Rust.
Now, Twitch drops. Dead Meat.
Yes.
You like free stuff, don't you?
Always.
Yes. Did you get any free stuff this week?
I did. I got an anaconda paint job.
Well, okay. So, is this what have they changed to? Because previously we had sort of daisies and flowers and pink and things.
Well, you can figure it out, can't you? Because it was spring.
Yes.
What comes after spring?
Bear in mind, we're not talking to each other here. We're talking to our listener. So I'm not sure they can figure it out.
I don't know. The average capabilities of our listeners is probably marginally high. Well, it is marginally higher than me anyway. Especially if Litho Breaker's in the channel because he can work it out.
Yes, right. Only if you disguise it as a theme.
Okay. Well, the theme this week is summer. So what was it?
It was it was in fact it's a fruity summer.
Is it big and fruity?
Isn't she one of the women that Donald Trump knew? Or somebody else?
Is that one of the ones that President Hudson had an injunction over? Yeah. I thought that was Summer Blueberry.
It could have. I think I went to school with her.
Oh, right, okay. Fine. So it's pink and yellow with butterflies, and it's called Mango, isn't it?
Summer Mango, yes.
Summer Mango. But do you have to watch for the entire 8 hours of the entire month?
You have to watch for a fraction of that, and I can't be able to work it out. It's 15 minutes.
A bit. Okay.
Yes.
So basically for turning up, you get one of those. But so these aren't the whole summer ones. These are you just turn up one week, you get one. You turn up the next week, you get another for 15 minutes of your time.
It would appear so, yes.
They also copied us because they had a very relaxed, we're not going to do very much. We're just going to sit in the sun kind of show, which is what we're doing this evening.
Yeah.
Yep. But there was a little bit of commentary about something that was missing last week. Something that went missing.
In the update.
Lots of hair, eyebrows, etc.
Well, I mean, I have heard it told, Flossy, that ladies do spend a lot of money going to places to have loss of bits of eyebrows and then them drawn back on again in pencil. So
Stupid.
maybe it was just an extreme makeover of the
I think they just lost their eyebrow pencils, and people didn't notice and had them taken off, and then had to wait a while to get them drawn back on.
Well, and the stubble, of course, which was laser treatment, beam laser treatment.
Yes. It's all designer stubble, obviously. So yes, again.
I mean the laser removal of the tattoos, and I think people's glasses went missing on occasions as well.
Yes,
but
mine were missing.
So come on, chicks, this is all fixed now, is it?
Well, I assume so. We had a little sort of son of Update 12A. We had a mini patch, and then we had a mini micro patch. So yes,
12B, isn't that kind of pencil?
Could be. God.
Anyway, there was a minor problem with the keyboards.
Yeah.
Which was very, very funny.
The keybinds were being activated when anyone was typing. And this was actually pointed out by a fuel rat, because obviously they do a lot of typing to their clients, and they might say, just jump it or something, and as soon as they type the letter, their frame shift
or in the map. So if you were typing sort of Hutton, you'd have the heat sinks and the undercarriage.
Yeah, all sorts of things happen.
What does T do? I can't remember what I program T to.
I think it's default for night vision, isn't it?
Oh, night vision.
Oh, I don't know mine.
And then I don't know what the O does, but
orbit lines.
Orbit lines.
Orbit lines.
It was doing that one, and obviously
just don't type anything with a B in it.
Well, if they type anything with a B in it, they'll suddenly start to boost, which could be.
Or there was the one which activated the silent running, which you don't really want to be doing that while trying to type "Help! I've been interdicted. Oh crap! I'm on fire."
Yeah,
and then it just
bollocks.
Yeah, it escalated. But
after it had been pointed out, Sally took note of it, and before we knew it, there was a patch.
Well, that was the other news, of course. The return of the space cowgirl.
Yes.
The pilot of the PWAF. Sally actually did some patch notes or some notes on notes and things, and seems to have returned to active duty.
Yeah.
In the last week. So welcome back to Sally.
Welcome back, Sally.
And one of our favourite hobbies got improved.
Sitting down.
The thing that Brits are the best at in the whole galaxy. Commander Chicks was telling me all about this the other day.
Gold medals for this.
Yeah, we have many gold medals for this. Yep,
we do.
Sitting down.
Sit down.
Oh,
we
sitting
always
down.
win.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So you can now sit down and talk to the bar staff, and you can sit down and read your newspaper, bet a Galnet, manage your carrier, sit down in your commander's chair and poke E, and you can look at your carrier and maybe trade a little bit. Yep. And then they added the extra huff, Flossy.
Extra huff.
The twice modified with this, that, and the other, and whatever else huff. Well, they've actually added the huff. Or you can add your own huff to them now. You can modify the modified stuff, so it's more modified.
Right.
If you know what I mean. Those frameshift drives that were double engineered for extra huff can now have extra huff on them.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We got a mention.
Yes, we did.
And they then read out the title of the last show, or was it the last but one show, and then realised it might have been naughty, and then were we going to get into trouble for that? And probably not.
Yeah.
Whether we put this one up as a week off or a fark off, because he's miles away from here, we have no idea, but we might have to put something in specially for them. But they seem to take their choice as to which one of the two shows to read out. Either the one straight after them or the one from the week after. So we may have to do two shows with naughty things in it.
Well, he said it was the 10th, so I looked, and obviously the 10th was the Friday. much to Sean's delight.
Well, we uploaded it on the 10th, maybe.
Yes, maybe they're going with the VOD upload date.
It's the one with the where Hanky plays with himself. I mean, the Hanky defence.
Unlike the Frontier live streams, we're actually live. I mean, you couldn't insert this many streams in streams. Yeah. So yeah, we're actually live, unlike them, who are clearly pre-recorded because they were all on the beach sunning themselves. Right, and there were also Flight Assist podcast, got to mention, and Lave Radio, who apparently have learned how to count to a really big number, which is an achievement.
Yeah.
Yep. LaveCon, which is in a few weeks, they said they're going to be there, but they didn't confirm a darn thing other than they'll be there, and they're bringing free stuff. And Arthur is going to be trying everything in the bar before we do to make sure it's safe.
He can if he wants to come to the car park
dedication.
bar, I will have a treat for him.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Well, he was
he
was
That's a
also
drink, by the
saying
way, just-
he really enjoyed the Christmas party. Of course, this was the Christmas party that most definitely wasn't at Christmas. It was in spring.
Yes.
I mean, I know I was half addled at this thing, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't Christmas o'clock when we were doing the other event. Yeah, let's tell us screenshots and yeah, all sorts. So yeah, it was quite a good stream.
Yes.
And now the
Yeah.
other one is that the Pilots Federation released their financial reports. Now, it's quite clear that the last CG was as a result of the Pilots Federation's most recent financial reports. Because they're up. They've made loads of money, so they gave it all away in the last CG.
Yeah.
Billions, 13s and 15s and billions. Yes, so the Pilots Federation appear to have done very well for themselves and have made a few more pennies and their share price went up and everybody's happy. But hidden in the financial report was a little nugget that in financial year 3308-3309, also known as financial year 2023, there's a DLC for Elite. Now, we don't know if it's a PDLC, we don't know if it's a DLC, we don't know if it's a BBC, ITV, whatever it is, but apparently there is a DLC planned for the financial year 23, which ends in
It's
April.
it's almost like watching an episode of Line of Duty. It's
Yes.
too many TLAs.
WTF, OMG, FFS. But apparently, hidden away in there, there are three other titles which are getting DLCs in the financial year running up to April next year, one of which is, of course, Us. But we don't know anything about it because they can't tell us.
I know what it is.
You do?
Yes, it's going to let you act as a manager of a group of SRV racers.
Ooh, that one.
Yes.
And you get to do the tyre choices. You know, you can have the titanium reinforced ones or the... Oh, see, this is why they put the skid marks back in. It's
Indeed.
called rubbering in a planet's surface, isn't it?
Yeah, and you can say to one of your SRV pilots, I don't like you as much. You must let the other SRV pilot go past you.
And I do understand that obviously they've got celebrity voices in this racing upgrade coming. You know, Alec Turner.
Yes.
And Alec Turner, because I can't name any other famous racers of SRVs right now. But Alec Turner's in it. Yep.
Alec Turner counts at least twice.
Yep. But there's no news as to whether they managed to license the music from the chain, which probably haven't, because that would have cost too much money. And then they wouldn't have had all that money to give away during the CGs.
Which has done wonders for their tax return.
Yes. But, of course, if you don't know what we're talking about, it's something to do with Formula One cars, but not driving them, managing them, which is an awful lot better than Mercedes are doing at the moment. Anyway.
I wonder if they have back injuries and stuff in the management game.
Yes, I've had to retire my driver because we broke him on the last circuit. Oops.
Yeah.
And he's wearing jewellery. You're not allowed that. And the wrong underpants. Yeah, you're barred for having the wrong underpants. Yep.
David Coulthard would have hated that.
Well, yeah, so his tighty-whitey trousers just don't fit in the cockpit these days.
No.
Right. Moving along from the Formula Ones. Well, apparently there are dinosaurs and monsters and aliens and people in big power armor and boats and submarines and what else have they got at the moment? Oh, roller coasters still and zoos.
Strange blobs with detachable arms.
They're struggling to remember the name of that one.
Yeah, I can't think either.
No. Yeah, I don't know what else. The Foundry. Oh, they've got time loops, haven't they? With the Lemnis thing.
Lemnis door.
That's the one. And a new one coming. Just in case you wanted to take a break in the Hutton Games Room, which of course is playing on screen at the moment, rotating ships round and round while it loads. There's a new one coming from the Foundry, the Pilots Federation Foundry, which is all about going to space.
Ooh.
Well, actually, going to one place in space, that'd be Mars. We can't go there, can we?
Is it elite safe?
No, well, I don't know. But apparently there's something about going to Mars coming from the Foundry. And I think Mars is one of the places we can't go to in real life because it's been terraformed and we're not allowed to play there. So, Deliver Us Mars, I think it's called.
So surely that's not going to Mars. That's having Mars come to you.
Well, Amazon just sort of throw a card through your door and lob it into an orbit somewhere nearby. Or
A bit more like Deliveroo Mars.
Give it to Alpha Centauri and say signed for by a neighbour. Something like that, you know? Or accidentally drop it in the Andromeda Galaxy and say, well, there's a photograph of it in a galaxy.
Shoved in the space hedge.
Well, yes. Or the bin, which then gets taken out by floor mopping guy and recycled, and then Mars doesn't exist anymore, and all the orbits go wrong, and Sol system goes to pot. Or something like that. Anyway, porpoises? Who's talking about porpoises? Well, we're not talking about the other things this week because the apology officer's not here. We have to say, we mentioned it slightly earlier. The apology officer's had some really sad news this week, and all of us would like to send our love to the apology officer and many hugs. And to Not a Dog is a Bear as well. So, apology officer will be back at some point, but when things calm down a bit. But anyway, lots of love and hugs from us. Also, unfortunately, and we seem to be having a bit of a run of it at the moment, we had some sad news this morning as well, that Commander Colonel Jakes ZA sadly passed away yesterday as well, and has been around as Team Hotbox member for quite a few years now. But had a message from a few of Colonel Jake's friends, very good friends, who he'd actually introduced to Hutton. That sadly he'd passed away yesterday. We seem to have a bit of a run of it at the moment, and it's been terrible to have to read all this news out. But look, our very best to all of Colonel Jakes' friends and family, and obviously condolences, lots of love from all of us. It's always terrible to hear such news, and we have had a bit of a run of it at Hutton at the moment. But we're very glad and privileged to be here to say a few words and mark the passing of friends. So rest in peace, and all the best to your friends and family, and love and hugs all round. Really. Moving on from the love and hugs all round, Flossy.
Yes.
Love and hugs all round for you as well, because despite the fact there's no show this week at all and we haven't got a script.
No.
Apparently, the galaxy keeps on turning, so do the CGs, and there are updates, and there are new ones, and things. So do we have an update from you this week, or are we going to have one, or...?
Yes, you do.
Right. I have no idea if I've even programmed the buttons for this thing. Have you put any pictures in?
Yes, I have.
Oh my goodness! Well, you're gonna have to keep talking for a minute or three. Hang on a second. You see, when I said
I put a few in just in case.
Oh, hang on a second. So, what's your bit called? It's called CG something, isn't it? CG News. Here we go. I've got a picture of a big round space station and things. I've got 5 here. I mean, these 5 stuck to the wall.
5? I thought it was 4.
There's a big thing and a. Hang on a second. I'm just checking. There's a big thing and a round thing. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Would they be?
Is that the CG folder or Flossy's personal folder?
I have no idea.
Well, let me have a look.
I can't count to 5. I've just deleted them all. Oops. Oh, no, there's only 4. Well, okay, there we go. I've put 4 back. Maybe in the right order. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay, Flossy, don't tell the listener, but I've got the pictures ready for you.
All right. Okay, then.
I can't promise the music. So I'm gonna read your intro, and I'm gonna push a button, and if nothing happens, I'm just gonna say go, go, go. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So let's turn the video off. Anybody else got anything to add before we go to Flossy?
Not from us.
No.
We're all good.
Right.
Good.
3, 2, 1. Oh no, it's escaped. We had a live one in a cage in the studio, but it got out.
Oh, flipping heck.
Has anyone seen it? Call it out. No, we're not going to call it out of hiding. There are no aardvarks in the studio this week.
No.
Aardvark!
Oh, I actually thought we'd done without it this week.
Come on, Aardvark.
We couldn't let you down. Here's Flossy.
Thanks.
With the CG news. It worked! Woohoo! The
Ooh.
Sing along. No, don't. It's okay.
It's Flossy.
It's Flossy. It's Flossy. It's Flossy. And the community
Hello, Flossy here with this week's CG News. Last week's CG, Professor Palin requests deliveries of Thargoid artifacts. It's finished at Tier 5 at 6 UTC this morning with 600,813 units collected. Rewards will be distributed as follows. Top 75%, 4D Heavy Duty Hull Reinforcement Package. Top 25%, 5D Heavy Duty Hull Reinforcement Package. And top 10%, an additional 5D Heavy Duty Hull Reinforcement Package. This week's new CGs. Support or oppose the Sirius Alliance Defence Pact. The DGAN system is hosting competing campaigns as the Alliance Assembly votes on the Strategic Defence Pact. The Assembly is evenly split over formalising military ties with Sirius Corporation to enhance defensive options against the Thargoids, with a decision expected at the end of June. In advance of the vote, both pro-Pact and anti-Sirius councillors are attempting to sway colleagues to their cause by securing a sizable resource package for the Alliance Defence Force. Pro-Pact councillors have established their initiative in Daejeon from the Sirius megaship Kumiho Sky and are asking for shipments of computer components, reinforced mounting plates and synthetic reagents. These councillors have heavily promoted the need for enhanced fleet support in the face of increasing Thargoid activity. Noted engineer Marco Quent recently confirmed his support for an allied anti-Xeno pact with Sirius. To encourage support from pilots, Sirius Corporation is offering extra incentives. The majority of contributors to the Kumiho Sky campaign will receive a double-engineered, axe-fired fixed missile launcher enhanced with both high capacity and rapid fire modifications, among other rewards. Top 75%, 2B double engineered axe fixed missile launcher and a Sirius permit. Top 50% additional 2B double engineered axe fixed missile launcher and access to Marco Quent's workshop. Top 75%, 3A double-engineered axe-fixed missile launcher, and top 10%, additional 3A double-engineered axe-fixed missile launcher. They oppose the Sirius Alliance Defence Pact. The anti-Sirius lobby has requested deliveries, asking for shipments of computer components, reinforced mounting plates and synthetic reagents to Prios terminal in the DGAN system. The systems controlling faction Sol Salutis Aeternum is overseeing contributions. Engineers Yuma Laszlo and Bill Turner have both expressed the hope that the anti-Xeno pact with Sirius is denied. To encourage support from pilots, Sol Salutis Aeternum is offering a stock Alliance chieftain to the top 25 Praise Terminal campaign contributors only. Other rewards are available for contributors outside this number. Top 75% an Alioth permit, top 50% access to Bill Turner's workshop and access to Uma Laszlo's workshop. The top 25 commanders, an Alliance chieftain. The campaign will run until the 23rd of June 3308. If the final target is met earlier than planned or the opposing campaign is completed first, the campaign will end immediately. To earn rewards, you must sign up as an active participant before delivering computer components, reinforced mounting plates and synthetic reagents to either Kumiho Sky or Prios terminal in the DGAN system. And that's it for this week's CG News.
Flossy told you what to do.
Thank you very much, Flossy. I've got a question. Alioth permit.
Yeah.
You can get that by doing other things. It's not one
You
we've never
can.
been to before, yeah?
Yeah.
And Bill Turner, you can get that by doing other things.
Yeah.
And Uma Laszlo, you can get by doing other things.
Yeah.
And Alliance Chieftain, you can just spend some of that money you earned on the previous CG on.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas the other half of the CG is really cool stuff.
Yeah.
So, do we have a prediction here, Flossy, about where most commanders are going to be spending their time? Are they going to be getting a 2B double-engineered AX fixed missile launcher with additional half, or are they going to be getting an Alioth permit? I mean, which one are they going to
Yeah.
go for? Yeah.
I think they'll go for the extra off, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, I remain to be surprised, but this one seems to be a little bit stacked in the favour of one side versus the other one.
Yeah. I get the impression one side to win. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there will be people who do both.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the kind of people who are going to do well at a CG are very likely to already have an Alioth permit, access to Bill Turner's workshop, and access to Uma Laszlo's workshop, and probably an Alliance Chieftain if they want one anyway.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think the anti-Sirius lobby thought this one through very hard, did they? Here's some stuff we found down the sofa. Right. Well, look, thank you very much, Flossy.
Okay.
Now, obviously, we don't have the apology officer this week, so we applied some scissors to the apology officer's bits, which caused some screaming and trouble and a visit to Nurse Wyeth. So, Mr. Snockers, dead meat.
Yeah,
Have you noticed that I've been let loose with a crayon?
I did.
Oh, that's okay then. Yeah, just don't eat the crayon. So, coming up now...
But it's a blue one. It tastes nice.
I know the blue ones do a
Best.
bit like
No,
with Smarties.
Blue ones are the best.
Absolutely. We do have a Hutton Helper report. So, I'm going to push the button and see what happens.
Welcome to the Hutton Helper results, read by me, the stunt apology officer. The Hutton Helper results are sponsored by the Hutton Helper, the only third-party resource to cut with a free laser cutter so you can liberate somebody else's lunch from the fridge.
This week we have the following events.
The All the Way to Star 1 and all I found were 2 bits of wire and an old fuse shield.
The fell off the back of a T7 Cup Winners' Cup.
The Free Spirit Engineer needs 2 very specific types of cat recipe before they'll talk to you challenge.
The System Authority don't like it when you scavenge by blowing up people's ships and taking the bits. Deja Vu Trophy.
The Battlefield Womble, Champion of Championships Championship.
The This Apex Taxi looks like that car from the Johnny Cash song Extravaganza. So, grab a degraded power regulator, run a bypass, and make sure the main power is off before you start pulling bits out of things.
This week's Hutton Helper results are...
Mark Xanthius jumped 103,000 light years to come first in distance travelled.
M. Gray sold 23,000 tons of goodies.
Top mission runner is also M. Gray with 76 mission points. Must be quite a week for the old missions.
Afro Thoz cashed in 169 million credits worth of bounties.
Verleran handed in 311 million credits of combat bonds.
And M. Gray again delivered 269 people to their various destinations.
Oh, 69. Decals for no one this week. All the winners already have one.
No Hutton runs this week. It looks like we'll have to start rationing the loo paper again. 1 square per visit.
Same goes for the bread. 1 slice per person. Don't get them mixed up.
There's a whole galaxy of stuff out there needing to be shipped, shot, rescued, looted, repaired, destroyed, bought, sold, squeezed, inflated, burnt, frozen, liquidated, evaporated, sandblasted, sponged down, smelled, licked, extruded, discombobulated, recombobulated, rubbed, compressed, and probinated. Also, you can earn yourself a very fetching Hutton decal for doing it.
Get involved, you just have to go to hot.forthemug.com and download or sign up for the delicious new Hutton Helper, available in 3 exciting formats.
And let's face it, anything has to be better than scavenging. Let's face it, anything has to be better than scavenging a crash site and getting back to find someone's had the wheels off your SRV.
Anyway, that's it for this week. Back to Studio 5.
Well, thank you very much to the stunt apology officers. How do we reckon they did, Flossy?
Oh, very well, Brilliant.
It's not quite the same as the broad Ouija accent we normally get, but they did
Like
okay.
they're in the room.
There's only one rewind on the tape there, and yeah, a few seams. But I was impressed, though, you did manage the whole galaxy of stuff out there that needed shipping, shooting, rescuing, looting, repairing, destroying, buying, selling, squeezing, inflating, burning, freezing, liquidating, evaporating, sandblasting, sponging down, smelling, licking, extruding, discombobulating, recombobulating, rubbing, compressing, and probinating. That was impressive.
Was it?
Yes.
Yes, very impressive, yeah.
We might make Amelia say that next week as well. Anyway, well, there is no Amelia this week because, of course, Amelia is broken. But we are hoping to return. Oh, is it next week? Yes, it is. With another one of the Galnet Rares Digest. And of course, there was no Commander Wotherspoon and Beetlejude. We do understand that after last week's show, there was an after-show party. It got a bit messy, and they haven't recovered yet, and they're both feeling a bit rough. So Galnet News contains whatever was on the Frontier stream earlier. It's probably something about Azimuth, maybe something about Salvation. Probably a Golconda article, Flossy? Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's something about Sirius.
Yeah,
there was some pact, and they're not in a... Oh, no, it was a warm-up act for a pact or something that ended. But yes, there you go. That's what they would have talked about, but a lot more humorously than we did. But they're hungover.
When Amelia comes back next week, do you think she'll come with a patch?
With the eye patch? We may have to
get... Which version of Amelia will it be?
Ooh. Amelia A, Amelia 12B, Amelia 12C.
12C. Yeah.
Like a pirate.
Yep, with an eye patch. We might have to stick an eye patch on her picture on the top of the screen.
But if it's like a pirate, surely it's Amelia 12R.
Yes.
Have to bring
as opposed to Amelia Y.
Could bring my art cutter and give her a wooden leg.
Or possibly Amelia 7C.
Right. Anyway, so yes, because of the missing bits, it does mean we get to finish that the show just a little bit early. But I've remembered I didn't do something really important, so somebody vaguely cover for me for a second while I
press record again.
What?
David,
No.
Press record.
You just gave me a heart attack. Somebody call Nurse Wife. The dicky ticker has stopped.
You did turn the oven off, didn't you?
The what?
The oven.
I wonder what that burning smell was.
Yes.
Yeah. So
the weather.
Well, something's on fire, but it's definitely not our script writing skills or my script writing skills this week because we did all of that as promised with absolutely no script whatsoever, other than the stuff that Commander Palantir couldn't help himself writing from his sick bed.
Yeah, we didn't read that anyway, did we?
No. I'm getting there. There's definitely a. I've got it. Yes, I've programmed most of the buttons in. There we go. Phew, hopefully the screen won't be blank this time. It might be. But anyway, does anybody have anything else to add before I talk about the end of the show bit?
No, I'm just catching up on the chat entertaining themselves.
Yeah.
Wow. God.
I would like to thank His Eminence Alvin for allowing the ambassador for the Middle Lands to visit his mansion. And
Yeah, he did pop down here and christened my garden for me, yes. And left a few presents in it. And, his minion dealt with those ones. But it was very good to see Alvin. He barked a lot, which probably means I'm in big trouble.
he did at me as well, which could mean you're in all sorts of trouble, or it could just mean that he likes you. You never know.
I don't know. It was sort of an aggressive bark. He did take on an enormous dog at the pub that was about 20 times his size. It was some sort of Alaskan thing that was the size of a house at only 6 months old.
I'm sure he would have killed it.
Yeah, well, yeah, it came
Got
near
stuck
to
in
have a
its throat.
sniff, and Alvin was having none of it and said, go away. So it went away, confused about Alvin and why Alvin was telling him off. This big dog has now been sent to LHS 340, which is the naughty step, and as we know, the home of our very own dead meat.
Indeed.
Yes, don't go there, because you do anything there, our influence goes through the roof, and then next week Chicks has to complain about another expansion.
Indeed.
Oh, we forgot some really important news, but we're going to cover it properly next week. For those of you following Operation Breastplate, it's done.
Right, yeah.
Finished. Yep. But we'll give you some detail next week. Suffice to say, it's done. The enemy are claiming they won. They didn't. They lost. But they're claiming they won. And everything's peaceful again. But we'll give you some details next week when we've got a little bit of good news about it, like they're taking back Nabatine and all these bits and bobs. But yes, thank you very much, Paladins, for the entertainment for the last 6 months. It's been fun blowing things up and getting the ranks. And we will provide detailed details next week. Other than that, thank you very much, Dead Meat, for standing in as a stunt presenter.
Welcome
Jolly
back,
good fun.
Lou.
Thank you very much, Flossy, for being here, as reliable as ever.
Welcome. Sorry, I'm just saying.
Thank you very much, Commander Chicks, for padding the script with all the extra bits.
Padding.
Yep, padding. And thank you very much to the listener and for joining in and tuning in. And we will see you next week around the same kind of time, 2030 BST, which is goodness knows what UTC. And if you're somewhere else in the
Rather
world,
earlier.
yeah, it basically just look at your cockpit time. It's probably 7:30. But it's actually 8:30 because you're wrong, or it's wrong, or something like that, on Thursday. And we'll see you then. I'm going to push this button. I have no idea whether anything's going to catch fire, but let's give it a go, shall we? For the mug!
Mug!
No journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. Loading up the T-Nines to the brim with grain. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug. Flossy always seems to crash into the sun. Swivel likes the pilot on the Xbox One. Alvin at the front, you know he leads us well. Trucking across the galaxy, now everybody yell. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. what's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. So shout it out loud like you don't even care. Father Berg, yeah, you know just where I'm coming from. Father Berg, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. Father Berg, yeah, you know just where I'm coming from. Father Berg, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's
the end of the show.
Everyone's buggered off. Why don't
Why
you
don't you
bugger
bugger
off
off
too?
too?